Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is MightyHigh, and in this video I am going to show you how to build this awesome automatic sheep farm over here, so you can get all the wool you like. So behind me we have three colours of sheep. We have yellow, red and blue, and it's all getting collected automatically. So the sheep are getting sheared automatically, and then the items are getting collected into that chest down there. So this is a really cool design, I think, because it also uses a piston feed tape so that the grass grows faster as well, which is a really cool little add-on to this farm. And also the pistons move the grass every time a shear is sheeped as well. So let's go over to the back. I'm sure you saw it in the time lapse, but let's go over. We have some redstone on the back that alerts the piston feed tape to trigger. So without further ado, let's show you how to build this, shall we? So before we start off with this tutorial, there is a few things you might want to know. So this design where we sheared this sheep is actually tileable, so you can carry on the sheep shearing design as long as you like, depending on how many sheep you want. So in theory you can have as many sheep as you like in this. The only problem you have is with the piston feed tape. A piston can only push 12 blocks, and that's where you have the problem. So this, in theory, to make the grass grow faster, can only be 12 blocks. Before then you have to use some more piston trickery. So that's the reason why it is this size, but there's no reason why you can't then bring this up and add more coloured sheep to it, or even find a better way of using a piston feed tape than this. But as you saw there, it works really quite well for a standard user. It depends how much wool you use in your world really, and it's also collecting quite a bit of wool since I built it, and that's literally only half an hour ago. So without further ado, let's show you how to build this. So in this chest here are the resources you will need, not necessarily exact amounts. So we have some building blocks here. So we have some blocks. I'm using stone to place the redstone and all that stuff. So it's good to differentiate where you put in the redstone in your build. So that's why I'm using stone bricks. We're using glass so we can actually see the sheep being sheared. And obviously we need quite a few grass blocks because the sheep eat grass, and we also need the grass to spread to the grass that's been ate by the sheep. So the redstone components we need are some dispensers, some observers, pistons, just normal pistons, don't need any sticky pistons, some hoppers, some redstone dust. I think we only really need one redstone comparator, but we might need a few more. We definitely need a few more redstone repeaters. We won't need many redstone torches, but about 5 or 6, and a chest or a few chests to put the items in after we've built the farm and it's been collected. Then we need a few rails. We need some powered rails and normal rails, and also a minecart and a hopper. And we also need some shears to put in the dispensers, because that's how we get the sheep sheared. Alright, so it's time to start building this farm now. So to start off with, we want a 9x2 area of grass. This is just a template so we can put our sheep in. So we've got a block here. I'm building this a bit taller than this one is, just so that we can see the redstone on the bottom. So let's start off with the grass. So we want a 9x2. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then by 2, so we just carry that like that. That's a 9x2 area of grass, and this is just a template so we can place our sheep. So then what we want to do is we put a bit of redstone down first before we put our sheep in. So we want an observer facing that way, so the redstone part is coming out this way, and we want 3 like so. So if we leave a block gap and then put another dispenser, and then if you wanted to you could carry this on, but for the purposes of this demonstration we're just going to have 3 sheep in this. So then what we want to do is we want to have a block coming out of that observer like so. I'm just using red wool for redstone purposes. Then we want to place redstone dust on top of the block we just placed on, so when this observer gets triggered it will power this block, powering this redstone dust, and then what we want to do is we want to place a dispenser on top of these observers facing the grass. Then we can fill these observers with shears, so fill them all with shears. It should last you quite a while, to be fair with you. So now we've put the shears in the dispensers, we can now place our glass. So this is the glass is basically just to hold the sheep in there. So we place 2 bits of glass like that, and we're basically just placing glass 2 up in a checkerboard pattern like so. So then the sheep will then be in this place here. If you wanted to, you could colour the glass in relation to the coloured sheep over there like I've done, but for this demonstration I'm just going to use normal sheep. But essentially if you coloured the sheep like we've done over there, you'll get the coloured sheep instead of just normal sheep. So now we've got our glass in like so, what we can do now is we can actually place our sheep in if we like. So we can place our sheep in like so, and that will do its thing. The wool won't get collected. We've even got a brown sheep in there, but it will still work like so, as you can see there. So now we've got a somewhat working farm, it's time to put the piston feed tape in now. So we're going to grab some pistons. So we need some pistons, some redstone dust, and also some redstone torches, along with whatever block you're going to be using for your redstone. So what we want to do is we want to place a piston facing on this row here. So we want a piston facing there, so it's directly in line with that. So when this goes off, it will push this row of blocks here, and then we can get rid of that. So coming over to this side now for the piston feed tape, we want to place a piston facing that way there, so that the piston will push out the blocks this way. Then we need a tiny bit of redstone, so we need to place a block there. We need to place a block next to the piston like so, a temporary block there and a block there. Then what we do is we place a redstone torch there underneath the piston, and then we just place 2 bits of redstone dust there. So the idea of this is that when a block reaches this piston, this redstone torch will power that block, powering this redstone dust, and then pushing the piston. So let's just show that and then it can do that up to 12 times. So then what we want to do is we want to count another 9, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we use this block here, so let's mark that with glass. So this will eventually be an air block, and then we place a piston facing that way so that it pushes the blocks this way. And then what we want to do is we want to basically do the same bit of redstone we've done for that piston there. So we place a block underneath, redstone torch, and then redstone dust like so, and then that'll push the blocks in this way. And then what we want to do is count 9 again, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this row here should line up with that row there. So technically that's 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 blocks from this piston here, which will line up so it pushes the blocks here eventually. So then what we do is the same as technically what we done on that side. We want a piston facing that way so that it's pushing the blocks this way. Let's just change it today quickly. As I was saying, so this piston is actually pushing the blocks this way, and that's the basics of a piston feed tape, as we like to call it. And then we just do the same bit of redstone we did over there. So block there, block there, block there, and block there. You can get rid of that glass now. Then we want a redstone torch underneath the piston, and then redstone dust like so. And then what we want to do is complete this so that the only piston that doesn't have a gap is this one here, because we need this piston to push this one in order for all the others to trigger. So that's the piston feed tape done. Another thing you can do is just double up the grass. I said it right this time, like so. So just add another another layer of grass so it can grow a bit faster if need be. And that's almost all of the redstone done. The only thing we need to do now is a way to trigger this piston, which is really quite simple. So what we do is we want to add another block going off the back of this bit of redstone dust here, like so, and then I'm going to use a cool little trick where we use a powered rail. So we can place a powered rail there, so every time this dispenser goes off, it actually triggers, this observer triggers this bit of redstone, which actually triggers this dispenser and also this powered rail as well, and then we observe that using an observer, and this gives us a 1-tick pulse, which is somewhat useful in a piston feed tape. And then what we want to do is run a line of redstone going out, and then we can go up a few blocks and then down, as I did over here, purely because this is grass. This is part of the piston feed tape. This is probably going to turn to dirt, but most of it won't, so I did that over here as well. As we can see, most of this under here, oh, it's actually not, it actually stays, oh yeah, but most of it will actually stay grass anyway, as I was saying. So that's what I did over there, and then we just feed this all the way to this piston here. And then the last thing we want to do is run some redstone. So we'll add some redstone at the back of these observers. Then we'll place another bit of redstone there into a repeater, just in case we don't have enough redstone power coming from this observer here. That's why we've got a repeater there. Then we just add more redstone until we reach this piston here. And that's pretty much most of the farm done, apart from the collection system. So as you saw there, the sheep ate the grass and the grass went all the way around. Let's just see that in action again quick, hopefully soon. We might see it again. Yep, and there you see it again. So this grass is actually moving. It may not look like it, but it is actually moving. And there you saw it. The dirt moved anyway. So this is most of the farm done. The only thing we've got to do is the collection system. Right, so for the collection system we need to go down here, and it's this row we need to be looking at, where just next to these observers. So let's just place a few blocks down here. We can actually start from here, I believe. Yeah, we can. So let's place a few blocks down here. I'm just using this wall. Actually, let's use a different block. Alright, so I've got some stone bricks. So what we want to do is we want to place a rail line where we can actually use a minecart hopper to collect all the wool. So we want to just have one block gap so the minecart and hopper can go there, and place some blocks down like so, so that we can get a minecart and hopper down there. But before I do that, let's place all our blocks first. So then we finish there essentially, but what we want to do is we actually need a chest as well. So normally our blocks would be like this. To demonstrate, let's just get some rails. Why have I got... Anyway, so we place a powered rail there and a powered rail there, and we power that. So let's just power it like randomly like that. So, other one, that will be powered, and this one would be powered as well. So let's just do that. And then if we place some normal rails in the middle like so, and place our minecart and hopper, that will go backwards and forwards collecting the drops. But that will just keep going backwards and forwards. It won't actually collect anything. What we need to do is get somewhere where it can collect it, which is where the hopper and a bit of redstone come into it. So let's get rid of that quickly. Let's get rid of that block and get rid of these blocks quickly. So what we want to do is we want to place our chest down one block away from this rail, so our chest can go there. It can be a double chest if you want, so we can place our double chest there. Then we want a hopper going into that chest, so we place our hopper going into the chest like so, and then we want to block this off so that the minecart and hopper can bounce back. Then what we do is we can shift click a minecart, a powered rail onto that hopper like so. So now we want to place a bit of redstone, so we want to place a comparator comparing the signal from this hopper here. So we do that facing that way like so. So we've got our comparator down, that leads into a block. So it powers this block every time there's an item in this hopper like that. So every time there's an item in this hopper, this comparator will trigger. So let's just put some stone in there. You can see it's triggering. That leads into a block which will power this block. Then we want a redstone torch behind that, and as you can see, because there's items in that hopper, it switched off. Then we want to place a block on top of that redstone torch, then a repeater facing this way, and then a block so that this powered rail gets powered, unless there we go, a block there next to this repeater, so this block is powering that powered rail like so. So anytime there's an item in this hopper, the powered rail will depower because it's getting a converted signal from this torch. So let's show you that, placing some stone in there. You can see that the powered rail's off, and then as soon as it empties, it goes on again, and that's exactly what we want. So now all we need to do is put our minecart and hopper there, and that's it, ladies and gentlemen. It really is as simple as that. And you can see that the sheep are getting sheared, and then we're getting all our drops here. So we've got some brown wool and some white wool, apart from all that stuff that we used for building this. And yeah, so it's working really well, and I'm really happy about this design. It's a design that I made myself. It probably could be a lot smaller and compact, but I'm really happy about it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and now you should be able to build this for yourself. So with that, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and hopefully you should be able to build this in your own world. So thank you very much for watching. My name is MightyHigh. If you like this video, then please click the like button, and if you really liked it, then click the subscribe button and ding that bell for further uploads. I've been MightyHigh, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.